Ebusuafo ni etiefo ni die kwan so me pacho me ma obi bia akwa ababa channel so hanum daily update TV. Ebusua me pacho the president elect John Dramani Mahama wa appoint ne O.R.A.L team members no yes. Ne anase me ka say the O.R.A.L team no wa appoint omo. And ohwe ni team na anase nkofo na wa appoint omo na Ablakwa ana oye the chairperson. Ai oda no Ablakwa ne da no Martin Pebu ye nyina ni Martin Pebu ono de kan said sene setia na on sugar coat no obeka cho plain ana Dumelovu so ka ho Kofi Boateng ka ho any others yes ani nkofo bi na so far ye president elect appoint almost say omo na O.R.A.L team no me pacho orefi O.R.A.L na operation recover all loot no policy na make am once no kai say your president brana your president elect fachem say make say your president elect John Dramani Mahama brana no oye ni campaign or make it promise to us we Ghanaians say you vote to abanama na or be making sure say or be recover you see Kenya NPP for a loot and so will be wia or the or say aye oyo to appoint so far Ablakwa and Edano. Na Ablakwa pia babontin abeka insembi. Just onu the National Cathedral na ene side Kusi Boateng. Watch out. And one no. The cry no. Because Ablakwa ka say San National Cathedral 58 million no maninko waste. Obey your baby, omo obey your baby okaka other projects be kan so far scandal be a menka say projects other scandals be a and also no they are at least hoping and I say they have it in view say ombekwa dey omobeka akoye ombeye investigation now ma making sure say die no pom bia no emrane ni bedi na National Cathedral no there me pacho say no the omobey ni gidigidi pa anti Reverend Kusi Boateng yes watch out because Ablakwa kasem no or say Emma strategy crab can say or more down no the board of trustees no my procurement breaches be so my procurement breaches not evidence no how they are then the law will take its course. I am running your mobile panty Reverend Kusi Boateng baby I will be a Ablakwa is a message am why or say watch out pa na National Cathedral na die kai we dena he ebusuya mema mkasa nyetintin ko ni nkotie nsema menka sen nsem ni nchechire mu anka sen free Ablakwa ho nyakopon hya nyina na onya kese medase bebre
on the Ablakwa, who is chairman of preparatory team towards the president-elect's anti-corruption drive. Honorable Ablakwa, good morning and thank you very much for joining us.
Hi, good morning, Winston. Thank you for having me.
Great. So, I mean, help us understand this preparatory team towards the president-elect's anti-corruption drive. What's your mandate? What are you expected to do?
Well, thank you very much, and let me extend morning regards to the distinguished listeners of Joy. You will recall that in the run-up to the December 7, 2024 election, a major plank of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama's campaign was the promise of O.R.A.L, which stands for Operation Recover or Loot.
Yeah.
Over the last 8 years, Ghanaians became accustomed and increasingly outraged about the countless scandals, the dissipation of resources, state capture, the naked corruption, the disregard of our procurement laws, and how a few hijacked our resources and could not account for those resources. As we speak, you do know that some people jetted into this country, claimed they were going to provide us a sky train, and made away with over $2 million. That money has not been retrieved. There's another group made up of shonky sheikhs who said they were going to provide us with Sputnik V vaccines, you recall. The then Health Minister, Honorable Kwekwa said that he was under pressure and was not thinking straight, and that's how come he was duped. So over $2.5 million has not been retrieved. since it was given to those shonky sheikhs. There are a whole host of others. Poalugu Dam, over $12 million. Ejapa, over $12 million. And National Cathedral, $58 million. No value for money. You have read the Shraj report, Shraj confirming that that whole project was an illegality. They didn't follow the procurement laws of our country. There has been no value for money. You are aware of the state capture episodes, a lot of which we highlighted. Lands, Snake Hotels, the Labade Beach Hotel beachfront, the Parks and Gardens lands hijacked from Accra to Wa, prison lands. I can go on and on. Mm-hmm. So Ghanaians really voted for His Excellency John Dramani Mahama for accountability, so that all of these lost resources to the state, assets of the state, which appeared lost to corruption, will be retrieved. And so the mandate of this committee is to gather the evidence, serve as a vehicle for all of those who want to blow the whistle, who want to present evidence to us, so that the litany of scandals and all of those plutocratic episodes that occurred, we can put together the evidence, make sure that everything is well prepared, so that when the government is inaugurated.
Hello, and welcome to the WVBA.
And you have an Attorney General appointed, the Attorney General, together with the Office of the Special Prosecutor, can hit the ground running. So our mandate is more of fact-finding, it's more of gathering the evidence, putting the evidence together, serving as a vehicle, if you like, for informants, for whistleblowers, and patriotic citizens who have evidence to share, to bring them together. Don't forget that there are a good number of us who, because of the work we have done, if you look at the committee, somebody like the eminent, very respected former Auditor General, he has a lot of evidence himself. If you look at the work that we have done in Parliament, we've also, over the period, been able to gather a lot of evidence. But we do not conclude that we have it all or we know it all. And that is why, if you look at the statement issued by the Honorable Felix Kwasi-Ofosu, the general public is called upon to assist the work of the committee, so that we can put all of the evidence together as we go through this transition, so that when the government is formed and the Attorney General takes office, we will have done a lot of the work, and there will be no excuses by the new government in holding people accountable, in making sure that the people's demand for accountability, for retrievals of the loots that have occurred under various state capture and corruption schemes, there will be no excuse in pursuing that and making sure that the Ghanaian people are not disappointed.
Ablakwa, hold on a minute, because you talk about gathering information and giving to, say, the Attorney General and the Special Prosecutor. We know it's the Special Prosecutor's mandate to investigate corruption and corruption-related activities. Why don't you let them do this? It's their job, it's their mandate. So why a preparatory team when they have an office set up to do that?
Yeah, so that's a good question. The same way one will ask that we have the Office of the Special Prosecutor, and yet we have a whole army of institutions that also gather evidence, that investigate. The creation of the Office of the Special Prosecutor has not led to the closure of the Office of the Attorney, of the Office of the Auditor General, for example. Members of Parliament continue to carry out oversight, continue to carry out scrutiny. Parliamentary probes continue to work. All of those have not been proscribed. You have every now and then investigative committees that are set up. IOCO, you have CID, you have SHRAJ. If you look at the latest SHRAJ report on the National Cathedral scandal, based on my complaint, you notice that there were portions of their work which SHRAJ referred to the OSP to conduct further investigations and prosecution in the matters relating to corruption and suspected acts of corruption. So the fact that we have the Office of a Special Prosecutor does not preclude us or prevent anybody from carrying out investigations, from putting together evidence and further submitting that evidence to the various prosecutorial institutions to carry out their mandate. So there's nothing really wrong or untoward about what we are doing, and we are not getting in the way of the Office of the Special Prosecutor. You should see this as a collaborative effort. And as the President-elect has noted, he wants to really hit the ground running on O.R.A.L. Remember that this is a political pledge, and the Ghanaian people, everywhere we have gone, if you even follow social media, if you listen to Ghanaians, if you have read the exit poll that has been put out, the vast majority of Ghanaians are saying that O.R.A.L is the reason why they voted the way they did. They want all the loot recovered. And this is the way the President-elect wants to hit the ground running to make sure that we succeed and that the evidence is not allowed to be tampered with, particularly in this period of transition, and we do not lose valuable time in making sure that O.R.A.L is implemented and its results achieved, so that these resources can be rechanneled to the reconstruction of our country.
Maybe this question would clarify the point. The statement is quite clear. You're not to do everything. Your job is directed at, because he made a promise on holding persons responsible for such corruption accountable. So the promise was to recover proceeds of corruption, and the promise was also to hold them accountable. Again, this committee is to receive and gather information from members of the public and other sources on suspected acts of corruption. The quick question is, why not direct it to the institution solely emboldened with the mandate to do the work of dealing with corruption and corruption-related activities? It's not for every other thing. It's not for other forms of crime. It's so directed at the issue of corruption, which is the very reason we had to separate the Office of the Special Prosecutor from that of the Attorney General. So why not direct it to the institution we have given a lot of money and resources to, with so many officers, to do that specific job? They gather information. They put out specifically lists that they have to deal with, or what the issues that they have dealt with. Why set up what appears to be a different institution or a different group of people to merely collect data, when all that's required is that data is directed to the OSP without another grouping becoming a median or a middle line to do the same job?
Yes, so very good question, Raymond. And it is important to emphasize that the work of the Special Prosecutor has not been impeded in any way. We wish that office well. They can continue to carry out their mandate even in this period of transition. Remember that there has been a lot of discussion about reforming that institution, giving them more teeth to bite, more independence. You do know that the leaders of that office have had cause to really complain about the climate within which they are operating. The first Special Prosecutor has resigned. The second one held a press conference not too long ago, raising serious matters, grave matters about impediments he's facing because of the climate. You had an Akufo-Addo government that did not care about fighting corruption, about protecting the public purse. And and those who expose corruption rather become endangered. Those who fight corruption are fought back. You know what happened to Dom Level when he was hounded out.
If you use a chat tool at work, pay attention.
As a very
forgive me, I get your point, and
diligent
because they want us
general.
to wrap up.
So to address your concern, this team is a team that will help the president-elect implement O.R.A.L. And the evidence that will be gathered will be handed over to the various institutions to act upon. So this effort has to be commended. This is an effort that's going to help the president implement his manifesto promise, which has been overwhelmingly endorsed.
I guess you are wrapping up, but I need to ask this question, and it's a question on the minds of many. When they go through the list of people named, there's the presumption that every individual on that list has an axe to grind with the current government. So it's not really a bunch of uninterested, unattached people who are going to do an independent job, really.
We give you firm assurances that we will not embark on a witch hunt. We will carry out our mandate in a very honest, impartial, objective manner. And you have followed the work that some of us have done, even from Parliament. It's always been about the evidence. It's always been about the documentations, what we intercept, which will protect the public purse, which will expose corruption, expose wrongdoing, and help our country move forward. That's our only motivation. We are not here on some personal vendetta, on a mission to, if you like, just go after innocent people who have committed no crimes. So it is not going to be a witch hunt. We can give you that firm assurance.
Honorable Samuel Okujeto Ablakwa, thank you.
Ebusia, me pacho. Ya den komani besi ya wetie nsema Ablakwa aka. Nti omo a wo ho bon looted properties, I mean state properties bia no. Omo lazy omo boot jail ni de no beko. So ho bom nko ade obeko. 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 Tino, we one in my NPP for na wo ma loot state properties no. Na mi bisa o Malik Basintali ka chinia o ka se wa se wa loot state properties o state lands o mo beje chinia Malik Basintali sorry pardon me to say Basintali and also ebe ko ho chinia nso ne ho bom ho me sure pa because Malik Basintali can wa live TV so yes, on live platform, on live show. Or can say Chinia. Or mobile NDC bound quad at Chinia beko jail or Kayampa. He said he say Chinia and so I stand to be corrected of the name. If I do not get the name well pronounced, I'm sorry. But Malik Basintali P. Babontin because Chinian on so beko. You see, I share him. Uncle phobia, ye dear niato from NPP, Uncle Phobia pow. Because the president-elect Nankasan, I can't say Gabi be need bedio too more. And even the vice president, Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, because the Palu dam no home, the PDS scandal and so on. Hey, handy interesting days ahead and yeah, share any more yes, interesting days coming. Share any more, you better the BC. Patcho the BC be a bremo. Yankopon hya nyina na onye kese fa comment ehye comment section ye begena ya kenkan me da se bebre.